stop scrolling right now and look closely at your screen. What is about to hit you will change everything you thought you knew about this country. Do you remember when Witness J exposed Tumelo Nku's criminal ties at the Madlanga Commission? Do you remember the explosive moment they grilled him over secret WhatsApp messages linking him to the daughter of the late Deputy President David D.D. Mabuza? Do you remember when Nku was terrified to name the top cartel officials he worked with because he feared for his life? And what about the 60,000 rand he admitted he paid to people in Durban just to get Transnet tracking information on the 2021 Aeroton drug bust? Well, today, the dam at the Madlanga Commission has completely broken. Witness M just stepped forward, and the darkest secrets Tumelo Nku was hiding from the commission are bleeding out into the open. In the video package I am about to show you, you will see the absolute undeniable receipts. First, you will watch the exact moment Tumelo Nku's tricky attempt to outsmart Justice Madlanga completely backfires. It proves once and for all that this businessman has deep political ties to the ANC, all while operating right in the middle of a massive drug syndicate. But do not blink, because the second that clip ends, the real nightmare begins. You will see brand new, terrifying footage of a highly protected informant known only as Witness M. He just dropped a chilling confession. Powerful ANC bosses are running multi-million rand drug cartels alongside international terrorist organizations. And right now, as we speak, they are actively hunting him down for his life. The shadow operation is collapsing, and these political drug lords are sweating. If you are furious, if you want these criminals dragged into the light and stripped of their power, flood the comments right now with "Vote the ANC out." Slam that like button, subscribe to Patriotic Mzansi News, and share this link everywhere before they try to scrub this evidence from the internet. Watch the timeline for yourself. Jabulani, roll the tape.
Mr. Nku, you stated that previously you have been compensated for providing intelligence. Do you recall that?
I do recall that.
Yes. Who paid you? Can you share that information?
That information may be shared confidentially. The details to that I'm willing to provide to the commission, not on a public sitting.
I'm sorry. Please finish the sentence.
Sorry. I was saying that the details pertaining to such, because of the nature of the information provided or sought, it's not for public consumption. And there are NCNDs to the tune.
I'm interested in the Foreign Intelligence Agency part. What are you saying about that exactly in the context of you receiving payment?
Information, basic consultation provided to foreign intelligence agencies have resulted in remuneration.
You were paid abroad
for consultations done with foreign entities.
And in South Africa?
In South Africa, I haven't been formally paid.
In South Africa, you were not paid.
I haven't been paid in South Africa.
Okay.
But you see, where in a supplementary statement you make that statement about being paid, you were answering a question: what was your interest in following up on the information on the 9th? That's what you were being asked. That is on page 4 of your supplementary statement. And then you say in paragraph 2, and I'm reading from the third line, you say, beyond that, my motivations remained consistent with a confidential source who expected to be rewarded for giving executable information, which led to a successful discovery, as I have in the past been compensated for providing crucial information. So, the sentence that reads, my motivation remained consistent with a confidential source who expected to be rewarded for giving executable information, which led to a successful recovery, is you expected. This is where you're explaining why you were this interested in this bust, following up on it, and you say, I had the expectation to be paid as a confidential source. That's how you're answering that question. You're not distinguishing domestic and foreign intelligence agencies.
So maybe I need to clarify that, Commissioner Balui. That's why at the end maybe I qualify with engagement with foreign entities. So I do not make any claim that I have been paid previously by our local law enforcement for following up on information. For me, that was something that is, I'm still building rapport.
The 4 or 5, what did you use it for?
So I had booked I slept overnight on the 7th.
And
no,
yes.
Okay, let me just.
Yes.
Yeah, but I had booked and slept overnight.
You use it to pay at hotel or whatever.
Yes, Chair.
Sorry, let's not speak at, or whatever accommodation facility. So you use the money for that.
Yes.
Anything else?
No. On the way, I paid for the tolls and petrol.
When you left Johannesburg, taking the 65,000 rand, what transactions did you expect to make along the way or in Durban, other than accommodation and tolls? What transactions were you expecting to make?
I wouldn't have expected to make transactions, but other than have a safety buffer of having money.
So without expecting to make any transactions whatsoever, you take a whole 64 or 65,000 rand cash with you in your car. Is that what you are telling us?
Chair,
you are not expecting any transaction whatsoever, leaving aside now the hotel and tolls. You are expecting no other transaction whatsoever. You take a whole 64 or 65,000 rand cash, underlying cash. Yes.
Okay, Chair, I did not know how long I'll stay.
Yes.
Yes. So it's not an issue of transactions, but I did not know how long I would have stayed in Durban.
So what did you expect might happen, which necessitated that you should carry 64,000 or 65,000 rand in cash?
Maybe my stay would have been longer.
I'm talking about what transactions would have been necessary or made necessary by a longer stay.
Chair, to consider that
maybe an additional day at a hotel, perhaps that?
Maybe 3-4 days. Apologies, Chair.
So an additional 2 or 3 days at a hotel, perhaps?
Yeah, but that would have been possible, Chair.
And why could you not have paid for that using your bank cards? Why must you carry 64 or 65,000 rand for that? Why could you not have paid or used your cards to pay for that?
Chair, as I've already stated, that one, I took money that ought to have been deposited.
Yes.
When I took the money, it's not some of the money. It's the sum total of what was to be deposited.
Sorry. That's not answering my question. My question is, you say what could possibly have happened is that your stay could have been more than just 1 day. It could have been 2 or 3 days. My question is, why could you not have used your cards for that? So how you source the money and it being the sum total and so on is not answering my question. Why could you not have used your card for that? Your cards, actually, because I've seen several cards in the testimony or the documentation that we have here. You have several cards, bank cards. Please answer my question, not anything else.
Chair, I was coming to that question.
Yes.
That's why I was trying to build a premise.
Yes.
That with the sum total that I had, it's money that I still needed to deposit. Hence, I'm saying I took advantage of that. Because when I leave...
Sorry, so we don't speak at the same time. I'm sorry for interrupting you. What advantage exactly? What advantage were you taking? You say you took advantage of something. What advantage were you taking?
The advantage is that I took money that from customers which I ought to have deposited.
Yes.
So I cannot leave some and take some. That money needs to be deposited. So I traveled with the whole sum total of it.
Have someone you could have sent to go deposit the money, and I thought you said you could, or not?
But I would have had to take the money and give them before I leave.
What stopped you from doing that?
Hence I said, Chair, I took advantage.
No. That's not my question. What stopped you from taking the money out of the safe, giving it to somebody to go and deposit it? What stopped you from doing that?
Nothing stopped me, Chair.
Do you accept that it's very risky to travel with lots and lots of cash?
I accept.
Anybody would accept that.
Accept.
You accept it?
Accept it, Chair.
So make me understand this advantage in the face of the risks attendant to carrying that much cash with you. Make me understand this advantage that you took. Simply doesn't make sense to me, Mr. Nku.
Chair, the advantage relates to me traveling discreetly.
Traveling?
Discreetly.
What on earth does that mean?
Chair, if I, because part of my trip was to acquire information, traveling discreetly means that along the route, I wouldn't be using my bank card.
But who had any idea about you going to source the information? Who would have cared about your use of your bank cards anywhere in the country? Who would have cared about that?
Chair, I wouldn't know because...
No. Mm-hmm. Your fears, beliefs, etc. must be based on fact. Who would have known about you going to Durban, you going to source whatever information in Durban, and therefore have been concerned about your use of your cars, or been interested in the use of your cars in Durban? Tell me something that's based on fact.
Chair, the people whose information I'm following up on have got relationships with high-ranking officials. Anyone snooping around, it definitely there's exposure.
But how many people go to Durban and use their bank cards? How many people?
Granted, Chair, a lot of people do go to Durban and use their bank cards.
Then answer my previous question, because that's why what your responses do not make sense.
Chair, I still maintain that when following up on information, my mindset is that be as discreet as possible.
Do you see that it says who is Philip Plain?
I do see.
Can you just check, is that your telephone number? Yeah. There's a number there on the first image.
Indeed. This was my telephone number, but I'd never saved it as this. I think on Truecaller one can check as to when a number was added on Truecaller. I think under that a particular alias that can be verified. So that number didn't always have that as an alias in Truecaller. A name what? As an because remember a name edit is an alias on Truecaller. Yes, that number had never had that name, so it can be verified as to when was it added. That can be verified. It is verified.
But sorry for yes. Does this not mean that is the person? It's Alpha on that page that would have saved you as Philip Plain, even if you yourself did not use that as your alias or name or whatever. It would be Alpha that would have saved you on his device as Philip Plain.
It would be possible, yeah.
Which is why when he's responding to that particular chat on the third gray text at page, was it 47? Page
32.
At page 32, the third one of the gray, of the text with a gray background. He has indicated what text is responding to, and that's the one that shows Philip Plain as the person that wrote the text to which Alpha is responding. Do you still follow me?
I still follow you.
That means Alpha saved you as Philip Plain. Do you get it?
I do get it, Chair.
Now, what you have in front of you, let's please. Now, what we have in front of you says the number on there, the number communicated with was the number that Commissioner Balo has just drawn to your attention. That is there, that we see there. And he says on Truecaller, that number was your number. Do you get it?
I do get that, Chair. However, the Threema app does not use numbers.
Meaning?
Even if he had saved my name under Philip Plain on the app, it shouldn't affect the phone number itself. I don't know if I make sense, Chair.
Please explain again. But my understanding was that you could use anything, but you could also use your number. When we not so much use in the sense that without a number you can't communicate on Threema. But my understanding was that in setting it up, somewhere there could, if you wanted to, there could be a number. That was my understanding of the testimony.
No.
Depending on how you chose to set it up.
Yes, it did. It doesn't require.
There can never, ever be a number.
One may edit, but generally.
Sorry, one what?
See, I think there is an allowance for setting up with a number, but generally it's.
That's exactly my point. That's exactly my point.
Okay.
We heard testimony that there could be a number, and you've just accepted that now.
if I may, Chair.
Yes.
So there could be a number yet not attached to the main profile. So the number would be if you go into your details. It's not attached. So on the app preface, when you go into the profile or the alias, the number would not display.
But if someone is expert enough, and I believe that the person who was doing this is expert enough, would it not be possible for them, if there has been a number in setting up all of this, would it not be possible for an expert to get to the number?
Unless they go into the servers, no.
So if they do get to that, they could.
If they go into the servers, yes, but not through a device.
Looking at this, how would this person have gotten the number that Commissioner Baloyi referred to? Look at the writing at the top before you see the images. How would that person have laid their hands on the number?
So this is not the app. This is Truecaller. So basically.
I get that. I thought the point you are making is you are querying the very idea that they could have taken your number from Truecaller because your number is nowhere when Trima is set up. That I get. Sorry. No. Truecaller. I get the point about Truecaller. So what you are saying, they got the number from Truecaller. Before they could get the number from Truecaller, they would have had to lay their hands on the number. Do you get what I mean? That's what I'm asking you about. You have the number, then you take the number, you plonk it on Truecaller, then Truecaller will tell you whose number it is. That I get. My question is, where would the person have gotten the number in the first place before they take it and plonk it onto Truecaller?
Generally the number would have been attached to the device itself. My dispute with the Truecaller is when, because you see, it's one thing to say that his name appears as Philip Plain in Truecaller. It's a completely different aspect to say that this name was added or attached to this number at this specific time in Truecaller. Say that, have I always been known as this in Truecaller? That's a different aspect from saying when I go into Truecaller now.
No, Mr. Nku. He's not saying on Truecaller you were Philip Plain. He's saying this number. When he went to Truecaller, he established that it's Mr. Nku's number, not Philip Plain's number. It's Mr. Nku's number. That's what he's saying. Now I want to understand what it is exactly you are disputing, and that's why I don't understand. I don't follow what you are disputing.
Chair, the question which I was asked was, have I always been known as Philip Plain like that? Or maybe I missed it.
No. You said you are. Did he not say he is not Philip? I thought you said you are not Philip Plain. Now, what Ms. Sigels Ngube is seeking to establish is that you are in fact Philip Plain. And you have now been taken to this page, which uses the number referred to on Truecaller. And this person is trying to establish who Philip Plain is and takes this number and plonks it onto Truecaller. On Truecaller, it appears as Mr. Nku's number, which then takes us back to Philip Plain. So Mr. Nku is Philip Plain. Do you get the reasoning?
Yes, however,
but of course, I said earlier that it is from these chats, it is Alpha, who had saved you as Philip Plain. Whether or not you ever called yourself Philip Plain is neither here nor there. On these chats, it is Alpha who had saved you as Philip Plain. Now the person who has prepared this presentation is trying to get to who Philip Plain is, and he takes this number and uses a Truecaller to establish who Philip Plain is using the number. And he establishes that it is your number. It is Mr. Ngu's number. Do you get it? And this has nothing to do with what you... Good morning, Mr. Musigidi.
Good morning, Chair. Good morning, Commissioners.
Thank you.
Yes, Chair, this morning we would like to bring an application to have the evidence of witness M to be totally heard in camera, Chair. Chairperson, a notice has been served of this application to the media houses, and the application remain unopposed, and the application is also supported by the evidence leaders, Chairperson. Chair, at the heart of this application, there are serious security and safety concerns to the witness that necessitate that we move for the application to safeguard the interest of the witness, that his testimony be heard totally in camera, Chairperson. Chairperson, if that's all in order, Chair, we'll move for a draft order directing that the evidence of witness M be heard in camera as of today, and we'll also move for an order that the testimony of witness M not be heard in public, and his face and or visual features will be completely concealed. And lastly, that the person who will be granted access to the proceedings are prohibited from publishing, broadcasting, disseminating, or otherwise placing in the public domain any image, photographs, video footage, or other visual materials that may reveal or tend to reveal the identity of witness M and or proceedings that will be held, Chair. Chair, we have prepared a draft order. We have placed it before Chair and the Commissioners, and if the Chair is satisfied, we'll move for the draft order.
Thank you, Mr. Musigidi. Yes, we've read the application, and we are satisfied that it should be granted. But I propose that rather than go through all the paragraphs of the order, I should just grant an order that says the application is granted. I'm doing that because we usually have, in fact, it may be only from the last one. Others have followed the format of your order. So there's nothing wrong with the format of your order, nothing at all. But I want to grant an order that will even list at the end the people who are allowed to be at the fully in-camera hearing. So if you could just add something like that. And in fact, I think you can get a precedent from the last one that was done by Mr. Shaskalsin. Which one was it?
N.
It was K. Oh, we've not finalized that one. The one before, I think it was K. But anyway, you'll get a precedent for that, which also lists who should be in attendance from Mr. Shaskalsin.
Thank you, Chair.
Thank you.
Chair.
So all that I will do now will just be to say the application is granted.
Thank you, Chair.
And that it will be circulated to the media and also posted on the Commission's website.
Thank you, Chair.
So that means we adjourn for the hearing of the testimony in camera now.
Thank you, Chair. That's in order.
Thank you. Let's adjourn, and I'm sorry, and it will be announced because at this stage we have no idea by when you will be done, so I can't announce that we will resume in open session on such and such a date at such and such a time. That will be announced by our spokesperson in due course.
Thank you, Chair.
Let's adjourn.